I'm going to be talking with you today about a great formative assessment tool called Plickers. I have just encountered it. I'm going to use it in my third and fourth grade classroom this week. I want to show you a great way to get real-time formative assessment data for your students. So you just go to Plickers. You can add your own account. This is also a free app that you download on your phone, and I'll explain to you in just a few minutes how you are going to use this in your classroom. So here's the screen. You go to plickers.com and you would simply just add a new class. Click here. You will see I've already created my class. I'm going to double click on that and show you my kids. They are arranged in alphabetical order, and each student is given a number. You have all the way up to 63 students. I have 24 students this year. You can print your roster so you can know which students are what number in case you did want to mix it up out of alphabetical order for some reason. You have your students set up. You enter their name, first and last name. After you have all of your students set up, I teach elementary, so I just have one class to set up, and I could see, I think that's a pro for me, but if you taught middle or high school and you had multiple classes set up, that would definitely be a con, that you do have to import the student names by hand. There is an option to add a database, but I definitely feel like the benefits outweigh the cons, and you'll see that in just a minute as I discuss some of that. I definitely think this is a great way to just do a pre-assessment before you begin a new standard to see where your kids are. I think it's a great way to review before test. It's great to use at the end of a string of standards. So let's just jump in and let me show you how this works. So you get your names created. Each student has a number, and then you go back to, let me show you back to the library. So hang on just a second here. I've just created two questions really quick, but I'm going to show you how quick it is to even create a question. So I'm going to go ahead and click New Folder and just call it Grammar. Go ahead and save that. I'm going to add a new question, add a new question in there. Within there, I'm going to say nouns are all of these except. I'm going to make it multiple choice. You have the option to make it true, false. So there's definitely some differentiation there. Alrighty, and it's definitely not a feeling, that's an adjective, and I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then that becomes the first question I have created. I have found with Plickers, you do have to create all of your own questions, but it's super simple as you just saw, which is great because it can be personalized for your students, for the kids you need, if you can do this in small reading groups, whole class, however you need. The green circle shows us as the teacher view the answer. The kids don't see this. Then you can go ahead and add it to your queue. Every account has a demo class, and of course there's my class, Miss Davis, 3rd, 4th grade. I'll go ahead and put it in there because we have been studying this anyway. Now we're back to the two questions I started with. I'm going to take you to a view of what Plickers looks like on their website. Just a second. So this is their main website. So kids will see some questions. They will see a question like we just created. They will have 4 items to choose from, and they will hold up a card that looks like this. Every student has the exact same card, so there's no embarrassment. For students that are the slower learners or the fast finishers, there's no need to brag or feel inferior. Everyone just holds up the card and they turn it a different way, and it's labeled A, B, C, or D, so they just turn the card the way corresponding to their answer up in the air. They can hold it on their forehead, in front of their face, their chest, up in the air, high, whichever. The teacher then takes their cell phone and scans across the room, and it literally can do up to 30, 40 at a time, scan them within seconds and gets the answer. So there's that. And then this is what your formative assessment looks like. This isn't my class. I don't have this yet. I'm going to do this week. But this is what you would take home as a teacher. So you have this as an option immediately on your phone when you're walking down the hallway, when you're taking a break, when you take your kids to special area. You immediately have this formative assessment data to drive your instruction when you pick them up from special area if you're elementary, or when you're thinking about reteaching those concepts for the next day. You can see which students miss C, which was the most missed concept. What do you need to reteach? You can also stop at after each question and pause it up on the board and then do a little reteach. Do it when you're seeing that immediately, because the kids are also seeing a graph, and there is also an option. The kids are seeing a graph of who gets the corrections correct, the questions correct, excuse me, and they're also seeing there's an option as a teacher to allow the students to see who got which questions correct, or just the number of students that got it correct. So if that's a problem in your classroom and you don't feel like you have that classroom community, or you don't want to make other people feel inferior, if you have learners that might not be good for them, then you can just click that section off. Wanted to show you what the cards look like that you have. You you can buy a set off of Amazon, but hey, I'm a teacher and free is great. So you can print a set like this. So you can see that you can print them like this. They're 2 to a page. Everyone is exactly the same. The students just hold them up. Again, there's A, B, C, and D on the sides. The number corresponds with that student's number order that you have given them, and they will need to remain in that exact order the entire time that you use Plickers as a formative assessment tool, or a summative assessment if you choose to use it for that. I can see with little ones, K1, maybe even second grade, needing many rounds of practice to master this concept, so I definitely think that might be a con. But again, the pros are going to outweigh any negative here, because it's going to be such instant data for you and for them. I think that it's highly engaging. Kids love this. I've seen this done. Again, I haven't done this personally, but I've seen it. I love it because I personally work in a high poverty school, and not all of my kids have cell phones. We're not a one-to-one school yet. We're trying to get there, but we're not there. So this allows that only the teacher has to have an iPad or an iPhone or a smartphone, because it is a free download. Plickers is a free download in the Android and in the Apple Store. So not everyone has to have that device. Only the teacher downloads the free app. I love that the kids think it's a game. It is so engaging. Again, it has that immediate feedback. You can, again, make the answers anonymous, or you can choose to allow the kids to see their answers. I think in high school that'd probably be more appropriate, so that the students could even make a competition. I've noticed that older kids, middle school, high school, really like seeing their answers and seeing who's getting the answers correct. Wanted to bring up when you can click on reports, and of course the students receive the immediate feedback on the screen or on the smartboard whenever they see their answers projected. The teacher receives that immediate feedback on her phone or device when she sees the bar graphs, red or green, who gets what answers correct. But also there is an option to click on reports and go to question history and score sheet. There are printable reports so that you can, as a teacher, take that home. It's a great way to analyze your data, great for reteaching for the next day. So again, that's just another option for you to pull up and to look at where you need what standards you need to touch again, or what concepts your students didn't miss the first time. This is definitely cross-curricular, whether you teach kindergarten through 12th grade, whether you teach multiple subjects, or you even teach PE. You could use this for any class. This isn't like other apps where there are the pre-made quizzes and you only have that to choose from. You make your own questions, which is the beauty of this. So again, just go to plickers.com, set up your own account. Here's the main page. And your library will grow as you title each folder. So again, I have grammar, and then I have my 2 that I made just to show you here. Here is my account. Go to the main page and just make your account. I hope you have fun with this. Again, it's a great way to get some data and use that data to drive your instruction in a non-traditional way. The kids are where you aren't just using traditional paper pencil. Good luck.